evening. Here is top news newsletter, starting with the headlines. Syrian army units kill many terrorists, including 50 in Hama and 30 in Homs. President al-Assad and Pakistani Senate chairman stress on collective action to fight terrorism. Netanyahu vows to do everything to block deal with Iran. Units of the army and armed forces intensify the firepower against terrorist organizations' dens and gathering in Qar al-Ghazal, Tal Salmo and Mijrin in Abu Zuhur area in the countryside of northern Idlib province. Many terrorists were killed, others were left injured, and their ammo and weapons were destroyed during army operations in Marayat Harma village. The army also destroyed terrorist concentration in Al-Rami, Al-Habbad, and Abu Zuhur and Tal Salmo. Engineering unit dismantled the 3 explosive devices planted by terrorists on the entrance of Ma'arat al-Nu'man there. Units of the army and armed forces killed 40 terrorists and destroyed their weapons and ammo in operation targeting terrorist hideouts in Kafrzita and Hamas countryside near Idlib's southern countryside. The army also carried out a special operation targeting terrorist gathering in Latmania in Hamas' northwestern countryside, killing a number of terrorists and injuring others. In addition to a praise and concentrating operation targeting terrorist hideouts in Irbid, which resulted in the death of 10 terrorists. The army units targeted terrorist hideouts and concentrations in the village of Rahjan and Al-Salmiya area, leaving many terrorists dead and injured and destroyed their ammo, in addition to eliminating a number of terrorists in the village of Hamidi Omar on the road between Al-Balas mountain and Palmyra. Army units focus on intensive operation of firepower on terrorist hideouts in the eastern part of Al-Qalamon area in Damascus countryside, killing a large number of terrorists and destroyed their cache containing a large amount of ammunition and weapons. Army units destroy a vehicle along with the terrorists inside it in the farm north of Harasta and demolished a tunnel which was used by terrorists in Al-Injat neighborhood in Harasta. In Duma, the army carried out concentrated operations in Aliyah farm, resulting in the death of many terrorists and at the outskirts of Erbil, terrorists there were killed. Units of the army and armed forces destroy a mortal base and many vehicles, leaving all terrorists abroad killed in the roundabout in Nabal Sikr, Al-Hamidiya and Simdaniya Al-Gharbiya in the countryside of Qunaytra province. Terrorism was chief among the issues that were tackled during a meeting between President Bashar al-Assad and the chairman of the Pakistani Senate, Syed Nair Hussain Bukhari. Discussions focused on the necessity of adopting a principled stance to have all countries fight terrorism, with the stress being laid on the need that the international community shoulder its responsibility in this regard through encouraging collective action to help in approaching this scourge, which has become a threat to all. A mission both sides affirmed should be carried out without affecting the sovereignty of countries and the people's right to self-determination without any foreign interference. President al-Assad stressed that in the course of the meeting, which was attended by Speaker of the People Assembly Muhammad Jihad al-Laham, that parliamentary cooperation among countries is of great significance as parliaments represent peoples and work to achieve their interests. He stressed to Bukhari, who is on the 3-day visit to Syria, Damascus support to the latter effort to enhancing parliamentary work. Syria, the president said, also support Bukhari's efforts seeking to turn the Asian Parliamentary Assembly, over which he is currently presiding, into an Asian parliament that could be able in cooperation with other parliaments to work more effectively for finding solutions in the regional and international issues. Bukhari, who is accompanied by the delegation on his visit, expressed confidence that the step towards an Asian parliament would help achieve positive results in various levels for the peoples of the Asian continent. The Zionist Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he would do everything I can to prevent a nuclear deal between world powers and Iran a week ahead of traveling to Washington. Netanyahu's occupation entity has always opposed a deal with Tehran over its nuclear program, and he is to address the U.S. Congress on March 3 on the subject, in a move that he angered the White House. The information which was reached me in the recent days greatly strengthened our concern regarding the agreement being formulated between the major power and Iran, said Netanyahu in a statement. This agreement is, if indeed it is signed, will allow Iran to become a nuclear threshold state. Iran at this stage isn't performing the activity necessary to produce a weapon. It's my obligation as a Prime Minister to do everything that I can to prevent this agreement. Therefore, I will go to Washington because the American Congress is likely to be a final plaque before the agreement, as Netanyahu stressed, insisting on his alleged claims. House Speaker John Porner invited Netanyahu to address a joint session of Congress on the 3rd of March. U.S. President Barack Obama has refused to meet Netanyahu during his trip, saying U.S. President diplomatic protocol forbids him from doing so, since the Zionist Prime Minister is running for a re-election on March 70th. The two leaders have a famously rusty relationship, which has grown even more tense as a result of the disagreement over Netanyahu's upcoming speech. Britain, China, France, Russia, and the United Nations and Germany, none at the 5+1, have been seeking a comprehensive accord with Iran that would reassure Western countries that Tehran wouldn't develop a nuclear bomb in returning for the easing of economic sanctions. A Palestinian mosque was reportedly set alight in the West Bank graffiti in Hebrew, as the scene suggested the attack was carried out by a far-right Israeli group, citing officials. No one was hurt in the overnight attack in Jabha village near Bethlehem. The mosque's windows were broken and something burning was thrown inside. An unidentified drone flew over Paris for a second night in a row, police said. Authorities remain unable to catch any of the operator or determine whether the flyover are malicious in nature. In the Yemeni view, army men from Yemen's dominated Houthi group took over Special Forces Army camp in the capital Sana'a early on Wednesday after overnight fighting. The clash in the army camp started late in the evening on Tuesday when the Houthi shelled the camp with heavy weaponry, soldiers said. Houthi fighters seized Sana'a in September. President Abdrabbu Mansour had escaped to Aden in South last week after a month under house arrest. Then the president retracted his resignation. That's all for today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Inas Ahmed. Good night.